It's fun. I always say it's pucker perfect. You can see their mouth sort of pucker up and they're like, oh my, and they love it.
I'm Dalia Colon, and this is the Zest. Citrus, seafood, Spanish flavor, and Southern charm. The Zest celebrates cuisine and community in the Sunshine State. It's the quintessential Florida dessert, key lime pie. Pucker up for a conversation with the owner of Kermit's Key West Key Lime Shop.
I wanted to make sure that you know about stpetersburgfoodies.com. If you're looking for fun and good food in St. Pete, there are restaurant reviews and podcasts featuring local chefs, restaurateurs, happy hour suggestions, and a lot more. It's all online at stpetersburgfoodies.com.
There's no shortage of key lime pie joints in Key West, but I'm pretty sure only Kermit's Key West Key Lime Shop has been name-checked on Jeopardy. I recently spoke with the owner, Kermit Carpenter, about how he got into the business, what distinguishes his pies from the rest of the pack, and his celebrity customers. Now, I have to ask you, is Kermit your real name? Because that just sounds too perfect.
Kermit is my real name. I was named after Teddy Roosevelt's son, Kermit.
Oh, wow. Do other people ask you that too?
Oh, all the time.
So tell me about the shop. How long have you been in business and how did you get into this?
We started almost 30 years ago. The corner became available where the store is located. And my sister says, you have to do a theme. What do people come to Key West for? And I said, key lime pie. And so we started making a list of all the things that you could put key lime into. And we went from, when I opened, maybe 15 items, and now we've got close to 200.
Really? So you didn't have a baking background? You were just looking for a business to get into?
Well, my grandmother taught me how to make key lime pie when I was a kid. So I loved baking pie and cookies and making candy and all that kind of thing. So yes, it was all home training.
Where are you from originally?
West Virginia.
Wow. So you were baking key lime pie with your grandmother in West Virginia?
Well, she came down to Florida in the wintertime. She didn't like the cold weather, so she would leave Granddad and come down to Key West in the winter. So when I was in high school, each one of my brothers got to come the years before me, and finally it was my turn. So I came down and she taught me how to make key lime pie. And she would stay in Key West until spring and come back to West Virginia.
Wow. What do you remember about those early days of making key lime pie with your grandmother? Did you like it right away? I love key lime pie now, but to be honest, when I was a kid, I didn't care for it.
Oh, I fell in love with it. It was one of my favorite desserts.
How would you describe the taste? You probably get a lot of maybe international travelers down in Key West and people who've never had key lime pie before. How do you describe the taste and what's it like watching someone taste it for the first time?
Oh, it's fun. I always say it's pucker perfect. You can see their mouth sort of pucker up and they're like, oh my, and they love it.
Yeah, even I was on your website and you have obviously a lot of that lime green color and I could feel my cheeks kind of puckering up just seeing that color. You said that you have hundreds of key lime items. What are some of the more unusual items that you sell?
We've got cookies, candies, taffy, fudge, and a barking dog.
Is that your dog?
That's my kid.
What's your dog's name?
That's Pirate.
Pirate! And Pirate comes to work with you? Is Pirate the shop mascot?
He is. Let me let him out the door.
Okay.
So he can take a break. Go play in the street.
Go play in the street. Oh my gosh. Tell me again about some of those items.
We have cookies, candies, fudge, moisturizers, bath gels, dressings, marinades, everything but key lime oil. We haven't worked out the key lime oil yet for motor oil. We're working on a motor oil.
Why would anyone need that?
But your exhaust coming out of the car would just be phenomenal.
It would be. What have been the biggest challenges of being in business over the years? It seems like you're doing pretty well. I saw that you were even an answer on Jeopardy, which is amazing. But what have been some of the
Oh, that was
challenges?
phenomenal.
Yeah, but what have been some of the challenges of running a key lime pie shop in Key West?
Probably the biggest challenge was getting new products and developing new products.
How do you develop new products? Like when you thought, let's make a key lime moisturizer, where do you even begin with that?
Basically, you find a good moisturizer that you like. And I went to a company that was making moisturizers and took them my key lime oil and said, add this to it. And that was the key lime moisturizer.
Well, that works. So the motor oil should be doable, right?
Anything's possible. It's tried and true. I took my key lime pie, for instance, and I said one day, let's put some strawberries in that and see what happens. And we ended up with a strawberry key lime pie. And then one of our newest ones was a coconut. So a lot of people would come in and say, oh, I wish I had coconut pie. So I said, well, maybe I could make a key lime coconut. So we took a bunch of coconut, added it to the pie, put in some coconut milk, and voila, we got a coconut key lime pie that people are just raving about.
Oh, that sounds so tropical and refreshing. How do you distinguish yourself from all the other key lime pie shops in Key West?
Well, there's an awful lot of copycats. In the beginning, I was the only one, but there's been a lot of copycats. But most of them are trying to shortcuts. They're not using 100% key lime juice. They're not taking the straight and narrow of doing traditional key lime pie. One of my biggest competitors down the street doesn't even put the eggs in it and bake it. He just does what's called daughter's recipe. It's just the juice and the milk, and then they freeze it, and they serve it to you frozen. It's not bad. I always tell people, try them all.
Yeah, no, yours sounds like you put some extra care into it. You said that some people don't use 100% key limes. What would people use? How would they dilute?
They're substituting other lime juice. In other words, a Persian lime and a key lime are two different animals. The Persian lime is a hibernated lime, and the Persian lime is the traditional old lime from way back in the old days. And it's got a lot more pucker to it than the Persian lime. So if they substitute the Persian for part of the lime juice to cut down the cost, they end up with a less quality.
Is a key lime only available in the Keys?
Well, the key lime actually is native to Southeast Asia. The English sailors were called limeys because they were the Johnny Appleseed of the key lime. They spread them all over the world. When they found out that they put it in their barrels of water to get rid of that brackish well-water taste, they didn't get scurvy anymore. So they wanted them in all their ports in the tropics, so they took the seeds and planted them. So that's how we ended up with key limes down here.
I had no idea. Are there any other key lime myths you want to dispel?
No, that's the biggest one, is that the people think, oh, you're just using regular limes. They don't really realize that the key lime is a much smaller lime, full of seeds, and has lots of pucker as compared to the Persian lime.
Oh, wow. And I know you sell the juice. What are some things people could do at home with key lime juice?
Oh, you can add that to anything that you would add lemon juice to. Instead of using lemon juice, a salad, iced tea, anything that you would add your lemon juice to, add key lime juice, and it gives it a little more tang.
Oh, that is fun. Do you ever share recipes? I know you're not going to give away your pie recipe, but are there any recipes?
My pie recipe is on my bottle of juice.
Oh, I did not know that.
And then we have a video on the website that you could go to and make the pie.
Okay, so why are you so open about sharing the recipe? If I were you, I would sleep with it under my pillow.
Not everybody wants to make a pie, and it makes a great gift, especially during the holidays. We send out hundreds of pies for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's unbelievable the amount of people that will ship a pie. And it's not cheap because you've got to go FedEx overnight.
But it's worth it.
Makes a great gift, yeah. And people, year after year, because they get requests that, oh, that was a great gift. Can you do that again next year?
All right, I might make that my new go-to gift. And I love that it's not a thing that people have to store and gets dirty. It's like you enjoy it, you consume it, and then you just wait for next year and enjoy another one. Have you had any famous people come through?
We've had a lot of people. One of my favorites is Robin Roberts. I love her. She comes down. She's got a home here in Key West, so she's down a couple times during the year.
Oh, that's fun. I wouldn't have known that. Who else? Who else have you served?
A couple of governors. We had a lot of the governors in here, and let's see, a lot of the sports people. It's somebody different every day. Of course, Kenny Chesney comes in a lot. Zach Brown from the Zach Brown Band. A lot of musicians come in.
Wow. Why do you say of course? I wouldn't have thought that Kenny Chesney would come in. The country musician, yeah?
Oh, he loves Key West. He does he did a lot of recordings here before he got his own studio. He would use Jimmy Buffett's studio right across from me.
I had no idea. You have so many good stories.
So we get all the musicians that come, all the country musicians used to come down here and record in his studio in the old days before they started building their own. Used to be, it took a lot more equipment. Now it's all digital, not such a big setup anymore to do a recording.
Uh-huh. So you started this in what year, you said, inspired by your sister's idea?
Back in the 90s.
You started this business in the early 90s. Do you even know how many pies you've sold?
Oh my gosh, no, I haven't kept track. We make about 200 pies a day right here in Key West, and then I make more. I've got a warehouse where I do my shipping out of, and I make more there for all the ones that get shipped out.
Why are you still passionate? I'm sure it's been hundreds of thousands of pies later, at least. Why are you still passionate about getting up every day and making key lime pies?
Oh, it's fun. I love the people part of it. So you meet new people all the time, and it's just a wonderful job to come to work every day and have someone love your product.
Yeah, and I bet for a lot of people it's a bucket list item. Like if they're coming to Key West, they have to get a slice of key lime pie.
It is. On our Facebook page all the time, we're getting notes from people. Oh, I'm on my way down. Save me a slice or a pie on a stick. That's their main goal of getting to Key West, to get a piece of pie again.
So that's cool. You're a part of people's vacation memories.
Yes, it is. It really is.
Well, Kermit, it was such a treat to talk to you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Kermit Carpenter owns Kermit's Key West Key Lime Shop. Because he doesn't actually sleep with the recipe under his pillow, Kermit shared it with us. You can find his recipe for key lime pie on our website, thezestpodcast.com. I'm Dalia Colon. I produced this episode of The Zest with help from Cheyenne Jaglal and Mark Hayes. Copyright 2021, WUSF Public Media.